Hi there, Josh here. Welcome to Frames Per Second. Today we're here with Keely, and we're shooting some Ilford HP3 instead of 5, so I don't really know how old this is, so I'm just going to overexpose the hell out of it and hope that we get something usable, so let's go. Yeah, that's good.
So here we are shooting Ilford HP3. Now HP3 was originally brought into Ilford's rotation in 1941, but at that time it was labeled as 200 ISO, but in 1960, even though the formula was kept the same, it was relabeled at 400 ISO, and that's the film we have today. And now I don't know the exact year of this film, as HP5 was introduced in 1976, so I'm just gonna go around that this film might be from 1960 something. And so it is roughly 60 years old, but we still managed to get some images out of it, which is kind of amazing. But I mean, it's black and white film stock.
Yeah.
Film can be pretty resilient, but with the age also comes some other things that we will discuss as well. So we're doing a little photo shoot with Keely, who we shot Kodak Gold in 120 with, and this is from the same day. But this time we're using the Mamiya C330 with the Ilford HP3. Now I overexposed this 2 stops and then also had it pushed 2 stops. So I was metering at 100 and yeah, pushing it. These first few actually look quite clean and quite nice, good contrast. There doesn't seem to be any weird haze or markings on it. That's like one thing when shooting expired film, is particularly 120 film, is that sometimes the backing paper does leave marks on it. And also with age comes haze and less sensitivity, so you do need more light for it as well. But yeah, for a 60-year-old film, this looks pretty great and clear, clean, good tonality. The first 4 shots in this outfit, I was actually really surprised with how well they came out. Unfortunately for us, just as we arrived to this location to shoot, it was cloudy and started to rain. But the rain quickly went away, but unfortunately for us, the rain clouds decided to go towards the sun. And so it ended up blocking most of our light, so I actually did have to shoot this film with slower shutter speeds, which didn't lead for the sharpest images at times, though most of these did turn out pretty decently. And then we changed this outfit, and the sun did come out for a little bit, which was nice. And so, yeah, these ones actually turned out quite nice as well, at least the ones where there is bright sun, but we were constantly fighting clouds getting in the way of the sun, which was a bit frustrating. I do think I probably should have got to do something different with the hat. Just where her arms are a little bit awkward, but that was my fault. I should have told her to raise her elbows a bit. But I didn't know if we're going to get any usable shots out of this roll, to be honest, so considering that the film is around 60 years old, maybe a bit younger, but it's definitely older than 50 years, like that much I do know. So shout out to Ikigai Film Lab, which is the lab I tend to use for their development and scan. Always great scans, good development. Here is where we see, but with this shot is where we can see the age of the film and the negative effects that come from that. You can definitely see it is a bit hazy, especially like around the sides. And even though I can make it usable, it is not as clean looking as the first few shots. So I don't know if it was just like the film closer to the middle of the roll ended up being more damaged by age, or potentially there was just less information in the shadows, and so it was brightened up in the scan, maybe a touch too much. But this is definitely something I've seen in using old expired film, particularly if I don't know how it was stored, which I don't. I really do enjoy using the C330, and I probably should use it more. I will try and make a video that is focusing more on it, because I know I did a video that was me using it for the first time. It was a bit basic, but I will do a more in-depth one in the near future. I was originally planning to take it to my Melbourne trip that I just went on, but unfortunately there's only so many things I can fit in my luggage without having to pay for more. And this is kind of a no-budget production with no profit, so maybe one day when I actually get paid to do photos more than I do now. But yeah, This location I do like a lot, and I just stumbled upon once randomly. And now this last outfit, particularly because it is darker, this is definitely where you see the most degraded images, which are still usable, but the blacks definitely lack a lot of information. And part of me does kind of regret making this the third and not the second outfit to use, but I don't know. I was trying to get this dappling, which from the light, but yeah, we only really got one shot in this section because the clouds ended up getting in the way, so then we ended up moving out of here, even though I would have liked to do a bit more in there. But yeah, we definitely lost light, and it's definitely a touch underexposed, which is why it was brought out a bit here as well. But yeah, as you can see, the sides are kind of a bit degraded as well, and this comes with age, and depending on the storage as well. Could also have some humidity damage, which is very common. Now, if you want to see this location in nice color, you can go back to one of our previous videos where we shot Kodak Golden 120 here at this location on my 645. But yeah, we had to move out because the clouds kept getting in the way, making things darker, and these last few may have some slight motion blur because I was on a low shutter speed. And even though it is a leaf shutter, I do not have the most steady hands in the world, which isn't a great thing as a photographer. Like, I do have a good eye, but my hands are not as steady as I would like them to be at times, especially when doing photo shoots. The fastest this lens goes is 2.8, and I think I was either on a 30th or 15th with the shutter. But yeah, I mean, given the edge of this film still turned out pretty good. Quite a few of these shots are usable. And yeah, it was just fun getting a chance to shoot it. It's definitely grainy, and part of that is it's a super old formula. As we developed formulas through the ages, they did become cleaner and cleaner, but also it's a very old film that I do not know the history of the storage either. And so given that, if it was a sunnier afternoon with less clouds, I think we could have got cleaner images out of it. But unfortunately, the fates are always against me when it comes to doing afternoon shoots. This shot I like, though you can see there is some strange marks on the sides, which could potentially be humidity damage, but yeah, I really don't know. But yeah, that was my experience shooting Ilford HP3. And I am surprised that we got some good shots out of it. But also kind of not surprised, because I do know how resilient film can be. And if you expose it right, you can usually get something pretty good out of it.
So that's all the time we have for today. Let's thank Keely for being our lovely model. And yeah, just let us know your thoughts on the cameras, the film, the images in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe, and there's post notifications when there's a new episode. Anyway, I'm Josh, it's Keely, it's frames per second. Just get out there, shoot some film.